welcome to our podcast Fuel Your Flow, where we explore simple but also realistic ways to improve your well-being. So we are your host. I'm Olaya.
I'm Laetitia.
And I'm Yuna.
Whether you're a student, an intern, or already navigating your first job, this podcast is here to help you feel a little more balanced, a little more confident, and a little less overwhelmed.
And we are here today to present you a series of episodes that covering mental health, small habits, routines, and also about the mindsets. And we hope you will enjoy. So welcome back to Fuel Your Flow. So today we are joined by new students, so Yilun from China, Louis from France, and Samrudi from India, and who are going to share a bit about their daily routines and habits. If you want to further present yourself, Yilun.
Hello everyone, my name is Yilun and I'm from China. I'm enrolled in PMDD program management at SKEMA, and this is the second year I came to France. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Louise.
So, Louise Le Rouge, I'm 23 years old and I'm especially interested in sustainability, so that's my thing.
Thank you.
So, I'm Samruddhi Patil, I'm from India, and currently I'm pursuing project management, but professionally I'm a product designer as well. So, yeah, equipped with habits and all.
Great, thank you guys. We're really happy to have you with us today because it's always interesting to see how different backgrounds can influence the way we build our habits. So to get started and ease into the conversation, small habits, big impact, what does it mean to you?
Maybe it means to me is the accumulation. Like, as you know, in my bachelor degree, I learn French as my specialty. I always to learn a new language, you need to accumulate a lot of words and grammar. So for me, I had a plan at the time, at least 50 words one day, and keep in mind at least 5 sentences. Gradually, I found that my level of my French had big progress, and that is what it means for me. That is accumulation for language.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you.
For me, I think it's more of the influence we can have on ourselves and also on others. So it's really about changing a little thing that can change a lot at the end for our lives or our habits in general. So I think it's really important to go step by steps and also to make it more feasible in the long run.
For me, I believe it's mindfulness because I think, like Louis mentioned, like every day you make a little change, but little change inside yourself, like in your thinking, maybe changing a perspective a little bit. But like maybe just a small change today can maybe change your perspective for the whole life, I believe.
Thank you, guys. I really like the different perspective there.
Yes, you're right, and here it already shows how personal habits can be. So you talked about learning a new language, you talked about having an impact on yourself. So thank you for these thoughts. Maybe let's dive a bit deeper into that. Could you share one habit that's made a difference in your life and why it works for you? Did this habit came from your family, or is it something you discovered later?
For me, when I was bored with life, for example, with my homework, with my job, maybe I choose to swim, because when I jump in the water, I feel all body fresh. Maybe it's not a culture difference from my family or my friends, but it's my own habit. When I swim in the sea or in the water in the swimming pool, I thought my mind went very clear. That's it. Thank you.
It's really interesting.
For me, it's more about when I left my parents after high school. So for my education, I was living alone, and so I tried to change my eating habits because I wasn't used to eat, for example, in the morning for breakfast, and I thought that it could be better for me to try it because I was in a very demanding program at school, and so I tried to make more healthy breakfasts with protein and more salted ingredients, for example, and it really works for me. And so for me it's a big change because my parents don't really were aware of eating habits, healthy eating habits, so I try to make it on my own, and now I'm really proud of this.
Thank you.
So for me, it's basically when I'm like overwhelmed or something, there's one ritual that I follow every time is just writing it down. Be it like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, just writing it down. I mean, whenever I've written down any problem, I have instantly had a solution with that. So I believe that is one ritual that I mostly follow. These days I think everyone has a hectic schedule, so it just kind of helps you rewire your thoughts, or maybe understand yourself also better. It can be anything you can write anything, your task, whatever you're feeling today. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And it's very interesting to see where these habits come from, and how do you adapt this habit when stress builds up, like during exams or internships?
So for me, maybe when I was busy, maybe I maybe lessen the times to swim. Maybe in the past, at least 5 times a week. If I have something else to do, maybe just 2 or 3 times to do. Maybe if I work for all day, maybe I can go swimming at night and take a shower and have a good sleep.
Okay.
Just to relax myself. Thank you.
For me, I think that I prioritize my habits, so I decided that I have to eat better every day and not when I have time or when I can do it. So I tried to organize myself so that, for example, I did some batch cooking on the weekend, so I have more time during the week when I'm working or when I have a lot of studies or exams, and also trying to decide that even if I need a snack or something, maybe deciding a better version or a better snack than too sweet or too fat, so that I know, because it's for my body and it's for my energy, and I know that it's the best thing for me to try to work on myself and more healthy habits. So I try to really include this part in my routine in general.
So for me, like we talked about the habit that I write down whatever it is, but there are days where I'm not able to. Maybe I just forget it, or maybe there's like too much chaos or too much work to do. So there's one thing I do, even if I'm not able to write, maybe like mentally note it down in my head, even when I'm walking to college maybe, or going back home, or just buying my grocery. So maybe that just helps me, sort all my priorities. For even like habits, like she mentioned, she prioritizes her habits. So for even that, yeah.
Thank you. It's really interesting to see how you guys deal with busy weeks differently, whether it's with swimming, maybe focusing on your nutrition, or just journaling in general. But unfortunately, I think a lot of people still underestimate small habits. So for you, if you had the chance to convince a skeptical friend that small habits matter, what's the one example you'd give from your experience or someone else's experience?
For me, maybe I also talk a lot to my friends. I hang out with my friends. Maybe I can spare my time to travel to everywhere I want, because I like the nature, where I can get fresh air. I can talk to my friends and say what my inner voice said. That is most important for me to deal with the stress in my life. Yes.
I think for me it's important to say that if the friend is not able to have a real habit, maybe to say that a habit, we say that in general we need 30 days to really include this habit in our life. So maybe try even just 1 week let's give it a try and try to make the difference you want to change, because you will see in a few days already some positive impacts in general. So you will be more encouraged to continue this habit and to try to make it even better and to have more objectives after this.
So for me, that one thing that I have learned in this generation was to have a digital sunset. I don't know if you're aware of the term, but like completely close your laptop, mobiles, just sit, think. You don't want to write or something. Like I said, make a mental note. Even that you can do. But because since like past 4 or 5 years, I've been observing that like people, like our generation people, they have a mobile or screen every time, mostly 24/7. They always have it. And I think if they should, when they have the digital sunset after every day has passed, I think they might be able to, be to collect their thoughts again, understand themselves better, rather than getting all the information fed to them. So that is, I believe that you should rewire every day for yourself.
Thank you for sharing. So I would like also to explore a bit more about the cultural aspect we mentioned earlier. So have you seen differences in how small habits are viewed in your home country, vs as SKEMA or in France in general? Was there a habit you thought was normal here?
For me, maybe the old generation, like my grandparents or my parents, I found that the children in my country, a lot of them don't have very good relationship with their parents or grandparents, because I thought everything was controlled by their parents or grandparents. So maybe a lot of teenagers they feel stressed in their country. Maybe I think in Europe, maybe a lot of children can be friends with their family members, like their parents. They can talk about everything in their daily life. But in China, I think a lot of children don't have. Yeah, that's it. So I thought it will have a great impact on the mental health of the growth for the new generations. Yes, that's it.
Maybe to comment what Ilan just said, I think it's really important to have the support of your family and friends, to have a new habits, for example, because it can be complicated, it can be difficult to follow our new habit, and also if it's really difficult for us to be more healthier, for example, you need support to really be able to do it. And also for my part, for example, for breakfast and eating habits in general, in France we have the chance to be really in dinner, for example, is really a family time, a friends time, or we take the time to eat together and to have some fun. So I think it's really important, and I have learned this from my parents, and it's really important to eat well. But for other countries, for example, I went to the USA, and it was really about eating really fast and not healthy. So I was pretty shocked about this, and I was happy to try to continue my habit about it, and to try, even if it was more complicated, to integrate my routine in this time, whether it was more complicated.
For me, I think it's very much similar with Louis. So there is one ritual that my family specifically follows, is like after your day ends, you do have a cup of tea with your family, evening, every time. Share your thoughts, how was your day. It kind of helps you bond with your family as well, and maybe like get new perspectives, learn from them. Sit with your siblings, your family, just all together sit and have tea, nothing else, nothing more, no activity, nothing, just talk. So I think it is important.
Yeah, maybe like specific questions for you, Yulin and Samruji. How did you adapt with maybe stress coming here to France? If you have any advice for our audience who are maybe in the same situation, anything you could say to them?
For me, in fact, I do not have much stress, but sometimes I have some stress, maybe for examination or the relationship between the students, because we are from different culture background. That's of essential importance. Maybe I saw a lot of Chinese students, because I don't know, maybe they don't speak very fluent English or very fluent French. Maybe it's different for them to integrate a very different culture background. But for me, I try my best to talk a lot to different students from different backgrounds, and try to understand their background and try to overcome some cultural barriers from this different background. That's one point. For another point, when I stay alone, maybe for me, maybe I can play some video games to relax, to shrink out my stress. That's also another important thing for me to deal with my stress. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think again it's similar for me. So I come from a country where most of the people are very much socialite. They love talking to each other. But when they come to a country where they're not able to speak that language, they obviously face that thing, and most of them end up being lonely. So they just connect with their people if they can speak with the language. But I think it's even your duty to have, if you're going to that country, you should have their own culture and understand them. Maybe try finding similarities. That's how you connect. Again, if you're making friends, we connect with the similarities and then we connect. And when I'm alone, one good thing that I observed here, so where I come from, Mumbai, basically it's a very fast-paced life. Like morning to evening, you're just working, then going back home, then again working. But here I observe that people do enjoy their life. They do care about people more than the work. And basically for my mental health, France was a better idea.
Okay, that's really interesting, because it shows how much the environment can shape our routines or habit. Maybe last question for you guys: what could be one tiny change SKEMA could make to help students build better habits and help them cope with their mental health, from your own perspectives?
I think SKEMA can establish some psychological workshop, monthly send an email to every student, let them do an investigation for psychology, and for those who have psychological problem, SKEMA can get in touch with them instantly and help them deal with questions. That's my point. Thank you.
Perfect.
I think also SKEMA could maybe offer more concrete courses about, I don't know, how to cook, how to take care of our health, how to integrate in sport activities, or to socialize with other cultures and adapt to it, because sometimes it can be difficult to enjoy ourselves and to find some activities we can do and we can relax and have some fun. So it's good also to learn how to make it happen, and how to, for example, cook to make your life healthier, or to do some sport because it's important for your mental health and physical health. So I think it's important to have also courses on this kind of subject that are more and more important in our society.
So one habit that I would like that SKEMA should have is, so this habit I actually had back when I was in school, when I was in 6th or 7th grade. Usually my school, what they used to do is, whenever we used to start the school, every 5 minutes before the school, they'd ask us to meditate.
Oh, great.
That's how you start the school. Okay. Maybe a prayer or something, or just sit quiet for 5 minutes, think about it. They would make us meditate, and I'm not sure if that can be followed here, but SKEMA could make a hub where people can do journaling, be mindful, right? Or do meditation, just a calm space, because everywhere around the campus people are just working, hustling this. So that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for all these great ideas.
Yes, it was very practical, and Thank you for sharing your thoughts about the subject. Maybe before wrapping up, like in every episode, we have a small challenge of the week for you guys and the audience in general. So this week, we invite you to try one small new habit that you never tried before. Maybe it could be something you heard today, swimming, cooking healthy meals or breakfast, journaling or meditation, or something you've been curious about in the past. So take a moment each day this week to really notice how it makes you feel, even if it's something very simple, and just reflect on how this small thing helps you feel a bit better and a bit more balanced. And of course, don't forget to share with us your experience with the hashtag #FuelYourFlow.
So Yilun, Louise and Samrudi, thank you so much for this honest and inspiring conversation, and we enjoy hearing your perspective. And until next time, small steps and big changes. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.